in partnership with the Elizabeth Kleinhans Theatrical Foundation, 59 was able to award COVID relief grants to 5 theater companies. 2 of the companies that we gave grants to are co-op resident companies. The first of which, New Light Theater Company, is using their award to further develop and hopefully produce in 2022 at 59 a new play by their New Light New Voices award winner, Adams. Please listen now to and her director, NJ Aguna, discuss EE's play Inkwell.
Hi, my name is Erin, and I am the playwright of Inkwell.
And my name is NJ, and I am directing Inkwell. Great. So, why did you write this play?
Okay, so I wrote this play because I wanted to explore a family in grief and how grief isn't always linear and that it's many emotions. It's not just sadness, it's also unexpected joy. It's despair. It's also like inspiration, and how the somewhat we think of a linear way of mourning someone is actually more of like a spider web of many different things. And so that is why I wrote this play. So NJ, what excites you the most about directing this play?
I mean, you've already covered so many things, but it was exploring a family in grief, and I'm all about relationships on stage and how they can really show us how to have more conversations with each other, and also show us the lives that we're living. And it's also the escapism of the show. Just escaping into memory is always a fascinating thing for me, and I love the way that it is explored here in this play. So I'm excited to bring it to audiences at 59, especially, because we need it. We need to,
Yes.
to commune together in a space and, relearn what it's like to be human, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's been a long time, a lot of Zoom screens. So I'm ready to get into space and actually meet you face to face.
I know.
And not face to Zoom. So
I know. I feel like you're going to be a totally different height than I imagined you, and it's going to take me like a second to get used to it.
I mean, because people on Zoom, someone told me they were 5'11", and I was like, I definitely thought you were shorter than that. Okay.
Yes. Great.
All right. Well, we'll see you all at 59E59.
Yes, we'll see you all at 59E59. Looking forward to see you all soon.
Thank you, and NJ. Next up, we have our newest co-op resident company, Less Than Rent. They produced the phenomenal How to Load a Musket in early 2019. Less Than Rent will be using their COVID funds to develop a new play by Nora Bridget Monahan. Please join Rachel B. Joyce, co-artistic director of Less Than Rent, in her conversation with Nora about their play, Marchand, Marchand.
Hi, I'm Rachel B. Joyce. I'm one of the artistic directors of Less Than Rent Theater, and I'm here today with playwright Nora Bridget Monahan to discuss their new piece, Marchand, Marchand. Hello.
Hi.
Tell us about your play.
So Marchand, Marchand is about the Jacobin Club, which was a political club at the height of the French Revolution. And early on in the Revolution, the Catholic Church in France was compelled to rent out all of their religious spaces in Paris for the good of the people. And the Jacobins rented this old chapel in Paris and turned it into their clubhouse. And so I thought that was a really interesting setting, and wanted to explore what the Jacobins were like during their time there in this church turned into a frat house.
Amazing. What was your inspiration for the play? How did you begin writing it?
I was really interested in, and have been for a long time, in the character of Maximilien Robespierre, who was the leader of the Jacobins. And I felt in reading his speeches and his writings that the way I experienced him and who he was firsthand through what we have was not lining up with how historical, books portray him. And so I was really interested because I felt that the things that he was saying really resonated with contemporary politics. And I think that the revolutionaries in general, the things they were struggling with to have a republic, are very, very analogous to things that we have today in the political scene.
So besides Robespierre, who are the other characters that we spend time with?
So Jean-Paul Marat is a character of Marat Sade fame. And then we have Pauline Léon and Claire Lacombe, and they were two Jacobins who founded a French women's society, which only lasted 5 months due to a scandalous love triangle that they were involved in. But really the play pretty much exclusively focuses on the revolutionaries. Unlike, a lot of media, I'm not looking at Louis XVI or Marie Antoinette, some of the other more famous folks from the French Revolution. We briefly see the Marquis de Lafayette from Hamilton, of Hamilton fame, but that's really it. It's mostly looking at the working class people and people living in poverty who sought to overthrow their government and establish a new, fairer system of government for themselves.
Well, we are so delighted to be developing it with you, and we're grateful to 59 is 59 for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nora and Rachel. Next up, we have longtime 59E59 favorite, The Play Company. Please welcome Kate Lowald as she tells us about a project that really caught my eye last year. I think you'll enjoy going behind the scenes of this quirky and moving project, Django in Pain.
Hi, I'm Kate Lowald, the founding producer of The Play Company, known to our friends as Playco.
I'm Anna Graham, and I'm artistic producer of Por Piedad Teatro.
I'm Antonio Vega, and I'm artistic director of Por Piedad Teatro, and we are the creators of Django in Pain.
Playco and Por Piedad Teatro first performed at 59E59 in 2013 with our show Working on a Special Day. That was a wonderful experience, and now we're so grateful to 59E59 for supporting this new piece, Django in Pain. Val asked us to make a little intro for the members, so Anna and Antonio, let's talk about the piece. How did the idea for the piece first come to you, and why did you choose tabletop theater as the way to tell the story?
It had been a while since I wanted to do a show about depression, but I wanted to do it in a fun, uplifting way. So I came up with this story about a depressed guy and a little dog that saves him from his depression. And tabletop, because tabletop puppets is something that I like for a long time, and I like miniatures and little objects and toys and explore all the ways we can use them to tell stories. And we were in quarantine, so we had to use things that we already had, and we had this desk, and we wanted to explore the possibilities as a set device.
And would you please introduce us to a few of the characters?
This is Django, the main character.
This is Trippy, the little dog, three-legged dog.
This is a different version of Trippy. And that guy is the vulture, which is like the bad advisor, the bad guy in the story. All the puppets, by the way, I made them myself, except for this one. And we also made the sets.
Yes, this is one of the sets. It's the forest where Django runs to find Trippy when he's been attacked by the wolf. And we have many sets that we keep changing on the tabletop. And
different techniques, shadow puppetry, miniatures, etc.
And what do you hope that audiences will think about or feel when they watch this piece?
Been some difficult times this past year, and we are hoping to give a little bit of comfort with this piece. It's a piece about hope and about finding good things when they are most unexpected. So we just hope that the audience have a good time.
Okay, well, to everyone at 59E59, we can't wait to share this play with you, Django in Pain, and we wish you all the very best till then. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna and Antonio. Looks like you're having a little bit too much fun with those puppets, in my opinion. Next up, let's hear from another award recipient, Hypocrite Productions founding artistic director, Arpita Mukherjee, and her artistic collaborator, Aya Aziz.
Hi, I'm Arpita Mukherjee, and I am the artistic director and co-founder of Hypocrite Productions. And one of the first original musicals, actually the first original musical we developed was by Aya Aziz, Ada, Questions for My Father, and Aya wrote music, lyrics, and book for that. And that show has been in development with Hypocrite since 2015. We first produced a solo show version of it, which I at Nymph at the New York Musical Festival, and then we did a 5-person expanded the show into a musical for a developmental production at New York Theater Workshop at Next Door, which I also directed. And we're continuing on this journey of Aya continuing to work on the show. So I'll let Aya talk a little bit more about that.
Hello, I'm Aya Aziz. I'm the book, music, and lyricist writer of this show. I've been working with Arpita for years on multiple projects. This is our main project and how we came to work together. So for the last year, we have this complete production of the work, about 90 minutes, I think, or an hour and 40. And over the last year with the Dramatists Guild Foundation as a musical theater fellow, I've been reviewing these works and getting feedback on each of the musical numbers in the show, and kind of breaking the show apart to examine its central tension, which revolves around, as a semi-biographical work, myself in the show, and the primary character in the show, and her relationship with her father, who is trying to keep her from her Arab heritage, and has separated her from that throughout her life. And so examining and strengthening their bond and their conflict, and the musical language through which they engage each other, especially the show's main musical number, Questions for My Father, which is the title of the show, and kind of returning to that and reorienting the show around that central tension, which we always felt we wanted to do. There was a lot of narration in the earlier developmental production of the work. And so this last year, I've been kind of restructuring and getting feedback on that structure, story structure, between dad and daughter, and also all of the other smaller stories the show holds within the world of her family and the world of, evolving in the Arab diaspora. And so it's been an experience of reorganizing and exploration. And this next step is going to be taking the new outline of the show and writing through it, and finding the musical language of the new material. And without this grant, this grant has just supported me so much in being able to take that time and to be able to bring this work to Dramatists Guild, and sit in it on my own time, which, you never have enough of in this city as an artist. So I'm really excited because I have now, at least over the last year, built a team of creative, in addition to working with Arpita, but of folks within the industry who have been mentoring me in how to restructure the show around its
central tension, and I'm really excited to keep writing.
Hey, that's so great. Well, thanks so much, Aya, and thank you so much to 59 East 59 for the grant and for continuing this work.